So, how many barrels will the cylindrical tank in the sketch below hold? I've broken this down into two parts. First, we need to determine the volume of the tank in the present units. The present units are feet. Therefore, if it's measured in feet, the equation will be cubic feet. So we'll need to decide the formulas needed, and we'll need to work out the equations. The first formula we will use is a cylinder formula. The second one is a sphere formula. So the first formula is the volume of a cylinder is equivalent to pi times radius squared times the height. So let's go ahead and plug some numeric values in here. So we know the constant of this equation is going to be pi. So the radius is 7 squared and the height is 28. Alright, so the way I gathered 7 as the radius is, if you remove the two semispheres from the end, you will notice that the diameter is 14 feet. So the radius is half of the diameter. Therefore, if 14 feet is the diameter, half of the 14 feet is 7. So the volume of the cylinder is pi times 7 squared times the height. And here again the height is 28. Once again, remove the spheres and you have a cylinder. So the height of the cylinder is 28 feet. I'll go ahead and plug this into the calculator. So the volume of the cylinder is 4310.265121 cubic feet. Now we're going to go ahead and put in our equation for the sphere. So the second equation here is the volume of the sphere is equivalent to 4/3 times pi times radius cubed. Alright, let's go ahead and plug in our numerical values here. We know that a constant in this, we have two constants here. One of them is the 4/3. The second is pi. So 4/3 times pi times the radius cubed. Now, again, the radius here is 7, so 7 cubed. But this is how we'll figure out the radius. The radius of a sphere is from the center point to any other point on the outside of that sphere. So on the perimeter of the sphere. So we know that if we were to put this sphere, this semisphere and this semisphere together, it would equal one sphere. So if this is a exact half, 7 is your radius. Well, that's from here to here. Well, what about from here to here? It's still 7. From here to here, still 7. From here to here, still 7. So that's how we know the radius is 7. So the volume of the sphere is equivalent to 1,436.75504 cubic feet. Now, we still don't know what the total volume of this tank is. We know the volume of the sphere, and we know the volume of the cylinder. So, to get the total volume of the tank, we need to add the volume of the cylinder plus the volume of the sphere. Let's go ahead and plug in some numerical values here. That's 4310.2652121 plus 1436.75504. Again, that is the answers for each of the formulas or equations to determine what the total volume of that tank is. So once we plug this into the calculator, we come up with 5747.020161 cubic feet. Now remember, we worked all of this out in cubic feet. Now we need to convert the present units to the requested units. They're asking for barrels. We have cubic feet. So now we need to go through and work on an equation. A conversion. We need to convert cubic feet into barrels. There's a conversion of 1 barrel is equivalent to 5.61 cubic feet. Alright, so let's go ahead and use this conversion and let's work out this problem. So we have 5747.020161 cubic feet. We need to convert it to barrels, and we know that we need to divide this by 5.61 cubic feet. The reason being is because out of the 5,747.020161 cubic feet, for every 5.61 of those, we get 1 barrel. So whenever we plug this into a calculator, we convert it from cubic feet to 1,024.4241 barrels. So with this, we know that the total volume of the tank is 1,024.42 barrels. So now we have answered how many barrels will the tank below hold. Will hold 1,024.42 barrels.